Now, in Boruto chapter 52, Naruto unlocked his strongest form yet, Baryon mode, which gave him the power to temporarily overpower Isshiki Sasuke and the time he needed to hold him off. But this form came with a heavy cost, which might involve the death of one of Naruto's greatest friends and allies, Kurama. We are going to discuss and theorize all of it, but before we get into this video, make sure to join the growing community on this channel by subscribing and letting me know what you guys thought about the video down in the comments. This video will contain some spoilers from the manga, so you have been warned. Now, to tell you how this theory all started, recently in the Boruto manga, Isshiki Sasuke has had the upper hand against Naruto and Sasuke. At one point, the duo combined their abilities and technique and went full power against Isshiki and still ended up losing, leading Kurama, the nine-tailed beast, to reveal a secret transformation that might lead to their opponent's defeat. This transformation is known as Baryon mode and involves Naruto and Kurama fusing their chakra and lifespan together, similar to a nuclear fusion, to create a whole different type of energy. We quickly learned in the next chapter that this form was nothing to joke at, from getting practically stomped on by Isshiki in every encounter they had to nearly beating him to death. This form greatly increases Naruto's strength, speed, and reflexes. This sudden change in power was enough to shock Sasuke and even Isshiki Sasuke himself. But with everything such as this great power, it comes with huge drawbacks. When this form is active, it greatly reduces the user's chakra and lifespan. This was confirmed by Sasuke with his Mankeigo Sharingan and was even felt by Kawaki through his arm in a different dimension. It even came to the point where this drawback was so strong that Kurama stated that he will most likely kill either of them, or maybe even both of them, foreshadowing the end of this partnership. Naruto understood this and actually prepared to die, and threw everything he could at Isshiki before his mode and life finally ran out. This was portrayed as Naruto's final battle and final sacrifice for the Konoha village. But somehow, in Boruto chapter 53, Naruto actually managed to survive this battle, and was even shown to still have chakra after the fight, even after Baryon mode had faded, and that just didn't make sense to me. Now don't get me wrong, Naruto probably has the most chakra in the series due to his Uzumaki heritage and Jinchuriki powers, but when it's said multiple times by both Sasuke and Naruto that his chakra and lifespan will still run out, and have it turn around to where Naruto is just fine, it makes me wonder, how exactly did Naruto survive such a drastic transformation? And I think that's due to Kurama's death. Now, in order for the Baryon mode to work, it requires two participants, Naruto and Kurama. And like I said, if Naruto still had chakra after Baryon mode faded, then whose chakra and lifespan ran out? It clearly wasn't on Naruto's end, meaning it must have been on Kurama's end. The toll on Naruto's body must have been too strong to the point that he would have died soon. Sasuke confirms this when he reads Naruto's chakra and states that it's getting lower and lower and was close to dying, and even Naruto had charged at Isshiki ready for it to be his last attack. Kurama, also realizing this, must have given up all of his remaining chakra and lifespan to keep Naruto alive and the mode running a little bit longer, making it so he sacrifices his life for Naruto's. Now, to be fair, Kurama himself can't die, but one thing he can do is have his chakra and lifespan in Naruto consumed, meaning Naruto wouldn't have access to his power and wouldn't be a Jinchuriki anymore, and there are some key moments signaling this. For one, we also stopped hearing Kurama's voice during the fight. At first, he coached Naruto into using this new mode and how exactly Naruto should use it to end Isshiki, but at one point during the fight, Kurama stopped talking. And when Sasuke asks about Baryon mode and what was the drawback to this huge power, Naruto pauses and starts to think to himself. This would have been the perfect moment for Kurama to jump in, after we know, because we have seen it before, Kurama can actually talk to others through Naruto. We also see the expression of Naruto when asked this question, which is pretty puzzled, and maybe signaling that he was realizing Kurama was either gone or saying his final goodbyes, as in the next panel, Naruto out of nowhere starts to smile. Like I said, this could have been the very moment where Kurama's chakra and Naruto had finally run out, and he wanted to say or explain some final words to Naruto before he perished, and Naruto's smile could have been his reaction to those words. It would also make sense for Kurama's character to give up his life for Naruto. Now, Kurama started out as a cold-blooded killer who only cared for himself. He even killed Minato and Kushina, Naruto's parents, and showed no remorse. But over the years, through Naruto's kindness, Kurama's view of the world changed, and with that so did his character. He became a different being, and actually cared strongly for Naruto's well-being as well as others. saving Naruto and the whole Shinobi Alliance when he didn't have to on multiple occasions, and he even withheld the secret of Baryon mode and his power, specifically because he knew that it would kill Naruto, and he obviously didn't want that. Him sacrificing himself to ensure Naruto's survival and his chance to live on, and to make sure that Naruto's dream of peace worldwide becomes true, just makes perfect sense for his character and the end of his story. And it also makes sense logically. Kurama was never mentioned during the time skip, but to be fair, not a lot of people were. But there was a statement made by Kawaki that he managed to send Naruto to a whole different dimension. Now Naruto is one of the strongest characters in the series. With his vast chakra sensory abilities and a massive variety of Jinchuriki powers, Kawaki getting the drop on Naruto just doesn't make sense in my opinion. But it would make sense to some degree if Naruto didn't have access to his usual nine-tailed powers he usually does. And if we're being honest, most of Naruto's famed powers and abilities all stem from Kurama and his nine-tailed powers in some sort of way. And without them, it does make it seem more likely that Kawaki was able to teleport him to a different dimension like he said. Overall, it actually helps the Boruto series the more that you think about it. Like Sasuke said, there has to be a massive consequence to using this form, and if Naruto gets the power due to Kurama's death, it actually gives way to Boruto and the next generation of shinobi. The whole series is meant to focus on Boruto and his friends, and they have been relying on the adults heavily throughout the fight with Kara. But now this gives them the perfect excuse not to immediately rely on Naruto and Sasuke because they are the strongest, and gives Boruto and his genin class actually more time to shine. The writers are obviously trying to set this up and transition into a series in where Boruto is the main character and is going to be the main one fighting the villains. This is a master plan by the writers in my opinion to finally make it known that we are reading Boruto and not just the second version of Naruto. Anyway, we will just have to wait for the next chapter to find out if this theory is true or not, as Isshiki just ambushed Naruto and Sasuke, and with Boruto being Naruto's son, he will obviously have to do everything in his power to stop him. I think in those moments, it will be revealed if Kurama is really dead, and if Naruto still has access to his Jinchuriki powers. Overall, this is the end of the video. Make sure to let me know your opinion on the topic by discussing it down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like rating down below. And like I said before, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and have a nice day y'all.